What is up, Nexus crew? Get ready to have your minds blown because the news cycle is absolutely red hot today, and we've got the inside track on some game-changing updates that you will not want to miss. The speed of innovation is relentless, and staying ahead of the curve is what we do best. If you're looking for the unmissable headlines that are about to shape the future, you've landed in the right place. We're diving deep into a universe where iconic franchises are making unexpected moves, and technology is pushing boundaries like never before. Prepare yourselves, because the information we're about to drop is crucial for anyone who wants to be in the know. Let's jump right into the action and see what incredible developments are unfolding across the gaming landscape and beyond. First up, prepare for a seismic shift as a legendary title, synonymous with intense combat and gritty storytelling, makes a groundbreaking arrival on a new platform. We're talking about a complete overhaul, a fresh coat of paint, and an experience designed to captivate a whole new generation of players. Get ready to dive into a world reborn, with enhanced visuals, upgraded performance, and all the action you've come to expect, now accessible like never before. What does this mean for the future of cross-platform gaming and the legacy of this beloved series? We've got the full breakdown. Next, we're peeling back the layers on what makes a classic truly timeless. Our deep dive into this remastered masterpiece will reveal the secrets to its enduring appeal, from its innovative gameplay mechanics that redefined a genre to the atmospheric elements that still send shivers down your spine. We'll explore the technical enhancements that bring this beloved experience into the modern era, while also examining how it holds up against the test of time. Is it a perfect revival, or are there lingering echoes of its original era? You'll want to hear every detail. And finally, we're not just looking at one incredible update, but a series of revelations that are set to shake things up. From the technical prowess that pushes graphical boundaries to the community reception that speaks volumes about its impact, we're covering it all. Are you ready to see how this revitalized classic performs on cutting-edge hardware and what it means for its multiplayer future? Stick around, because you absolutely need to know. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to PS5 Nexus for all your essential gaming news, and ring that notification bell so you never miss an update. A legendary shooter lands on new shores. Prepare for a seismic shift in the gaming landscape as a title that practically defined a genre arrives on a new console, bringing its signature brutal combat and unforgettable atmosphere to a fresh audience. Gears of War Reloaded isn't just a simple port, it's a comprehensive revitalization, aiming to capture both the hearts of longtime fans and entirely new players. This remaster meticulously rebuilds the original game, enhancing its visual fidelity, refining its performance, and integrating features that make it feel remarkably current despite its nearly two-decade-old roots. The developers have pulled out all the stops, incorporating elements from previous expansions and the PC release, ensuring that this package is the most complete version of the original Gears of War experience ever offered. Cross-platform play is a key feature, aiming to bolster the player base and keep the action alive across different systems. However, the implementation of cross-save is a bit more specific, being limited to the reloaded version itself, which might raise an eyebrow for those who have invested time in earlier iterations. The core gameplay remains as potent as ever. The iconic cover-based shooting mechanics, the desperate sprints between cover, and the satisfyingly visceral feedback of the Lancer's chainsaw are all here, faithfully recreated and enhanced. The campaign, while familiar to veterans, still delivers those unforgettable moments. The tense exploration of dark city streets, the frantic battles in confined spaces, and the strategic use of the environment to overcome overwhelming odds. These sequences are as thrilling as they were in 2006, offering an adrenaline rush that few modern games can replicate, especially in the absence of similar flagship titles. Visually, Reloaded is a significant upgrade. The environments are rendered with greater detail, and the lighting system has been overhauled to enhance the grim, decaying atmosphere of Sierra. While the game retains its characteristic brown and gray palette, the improved lighting adds depth and mood, making the world feel more immersive. Playing on the PS5, the game supports upscaled 4K at 60 FPS with HDR, providing a sharp and vibrant presentation. For those with a PS5 Pro, Further enhancements like improved shadow quality and higher resolution scaling are available, ensuring a top-tier visual experience. However, the remaster isn't without its quirks. Some of the AI companions, while functional, can still exhibit the somewhat predictable behaviors that were characteristic of the original game, occasionally getting in the way or providing a distraction. Minor graphical glitches can also surface, reminding players of the game's origins. On the PlayStation side, the integration of the DualSense controller adds a new layer of immersion, with haptic feedback and adaptive triggers enhancing the feel of combat and the weapon recoil. The speaker on the controller also provides audio cues, adding to the overall experience, though it can be toggled off for those who prefer a more traditional setup. The ambition to bring this classic to PlayStation is commendable, and it begs the question: will this pave the way for other beloved Xbox franchises to make the leap? But does this remaster truly capture the magic of the original, or are there elements that show their age? Get ready to find out as we break down every aspect of this highly anticipated release. A blast from the past, reimagined. Prepare to be transported back to the gritty battlefields of Sierra as Gears of War. Reloaded lands on the PlayStation 5, offering a potent blend of nostalgia and modern polish. This isn't just a re-release. It's a loving tribute to a game that redefined the third-person shooter genre, proving that a classic can indeed be revitalized for a new generation. For fans who have traversed Sierra multiple times, Reloaded manages to recapture that initial spark, presenting the original Gears of War with a clarity and performance that makes it feel both familiar and excitingly new. The developers have focused on enhancing the core experience, ensuring that the elements that made the original so beloved are not only preserved, but amplified. The horror elements and sound design remain incredibly effective, with the chilling hisses and grunts of the locust creating an atmosphere that is both terrifying and exhilarating. The game's gritty, dark aesthetic, combined with its groundbreaking cover shooting mechanics, still stands as a benchmark in the genre. Players have a versatile arsenal at their disposal, allowing them to dispatch the locust in a variety of brutal and satisfying ways. This adaptability in combat is a testament to the game's enduring design, offering a depth that still resonates nearly 2 decades later. The thrill of facing down iconic enemies like the Berserker is relived with enhanced visual and performance capabilities, making those memorable encounters even more impactful. Beyond the visceral combat, the character dynamics and dialogue add a layer of personality that distinguishes Gears of War. The camaraderie and sarcastic banter between the squad members contribute to the game's unique charm. What makes Reloaded particularly exciting is its accessibility to a wider audience. For those who may have missed out on the original franchise due to platform exclusivity, this release on PlayStation provides the perfect opportunity to experience one of gaming's most influential titles. The PS5 version boasts a wealth of content, including 57 trophies, various activities and challenges, all enhanced by the immersive features of the DualSense controller. Haptic feedback, force feedback, and adaptive triggers bring the intense combat to life. For PS5 Pro users, the enhancements are even more pronounced, with upgrades to shadow quality, higher resolution sampling, and improved render resolution thanks to PSSR technology, all contributing to a visually stunning presentation, especially on an OLED display. However, like the original, Reloaded is not entirely free from its eccentricities. The AI companions, particularly Dom, can still exhibit some amusingly unpredictable behaviors during solo play, a characteristic that, while perhaps nostalgic for some, might prove slightly irksome for others. Minor glitches, such as characters momentarily appearing without their weapons or interaction, prompts taking longer than expected, do surface, but these are generally minor and do not detract significantly from the overall experience, especially considering the game's age. The performance upgrades are a major draw, with the campaign running at 4K resolution and 60 FPS, while multiplayer sessions can reach a blistering 120 FPS. This level of fluidity and visual clarity ensures that the game not only looks good but plays exceptionally well, meeting modern gaming standards. The multiplayer component, featuring all 19 remastered maps and 8 distinct game modes, is bolstered by crossplay support, promising a vibrant and active community. While initial lobby populations might vary, the inclusion of crossplay is a crucial step in ensuring longevity for the online experience. Developers are also actively addressing feedback from beta testing, implementing improvements to PC performance and Nasher tuning, further refining the gameplay. While the gameplay and visuals are largely superb, are there any lingering issues that prevent this remaster from being a perfect return? We'll be diving into the specific details that might hold this classic back from a flawless revival. A faithful remaster with a few rough edges. It's remarkable to think that nearly 2 decades have passed since the original Gears of War first stormed onto the gaming scene, fundamentally altering the landscape of the cover shooter genre. Its blend of intense narrative and relentless gameplay set a standard that many have strived to emulate, yet few have truly matched. Even the Gears of War series itself saw a decline in quality after its initial entries, leaving fans yearning for the magic of the early days. This context sets the stage for Gears of War Reloaded, a remaster that aims to reignite that passion, but also carries the weight of expectation and the challenge of honoring a beloved classic. My initial apprehension was whether the Coalition, the studio behind Reloaded, would modernize the experience too heavily, potentially diluting the nostalgic essence of the original. Would players seeking a trip down memory lane be met with an over-polished, unrecognizable version of the game they cherished? Fortunately, these fears proved largely unfounded. Gears of War Reloaded delivers the kind of remaster fans have been clamoring for, staying true to the core mechanics and atmosphere that made the original a masterpiece. Yet, as the saying goes, be careful what you wish for, as there were aspects I hoped would see a more significant update. But for better or worse, this is the classic Gears of War experience, preserved with remarkable fidelity. The visual presentation of Gears of War Reloaded is undoubtedly impressive. The environments are a standout feature, with every corner of each level and map rendered with a heightened level of detail. From piles of debris to the damp walls of subterranean passages, the world feels more alive and textured. The new lighting system significantly enhances the atmosphere, accentuating the grim, oppressive feel that Gears of War is known for without sacrificing its core identity. And of course, the signature gore effects are as satisfyingly visceral as ever. Gears of War thrives on its bloody, chaotic combat, and Reloaded provides this in abundance. The gameplay loop, centered around the iconic cover-to-cover movement, remains as tight and responsive as players remember. It perfectly encapsulates the original's tactical depth and fluid action. However, a notable drawback is the inability to remap controls, which feels like an oversight in a modern remaster. The default setup, where a face button is used for both cover and sprinting, feels somewhat archaic, and the brief delay before initiating a sprint can feel like a relic of a past era. Similarly, the chainsaw execution, a signature move, takes a moment too long to activate, occasionally leading to frustrating situations where the player is left exposed rather than performing the intended brutal takedown. Furthermore, some of the voice acting and dialogue haven't aged as gracefully as the gameplay. While Marcus Fenix retains his gruff, intimidating presence, some of the supporting cast can sound a bit stiff or robotic. Although a complete voiceover overhaul wasn't expected, these moments serve as reminders that you are indeed playing a 20-year-old game. The character models, too, suffer from a lack of polish in many instances. While the main characters and enemies look great, the background characters often possess a mannequin-like quality that clashes with the otherwise impressive visual enhancements. Despite these shortcomings, the campaign remains an immensely enjoyable experience, whether played solo or in co-op. For those seeking to further enhance their experience, the multiplayer component is a significant draw. It's as engaging as ever, and the ability to play at a glorious 120 FPS makes it the definitive way to experience Gears of War Online, especially with the added benefit of crossplay, which should ensure a healthy player base for years to come. While Reloaded faithfully recreates the classic experience, are there enough modern touches to make it truly shine, or does it lean too heavily on nostalgia? We'll explore whether this remaster successfully bridges the gap between past and present, and what that means for the series' future. the iconic cover shooter finally arrives on PlayStation. It's been an almost 20-year journey since I first experienced the groundbreaking original Gears of War on the Xbox 360. Now, in an unexpected turn of events, that iconic experience is available on the PlayStation 5. Gears of War, Reloaded, developed by the Coalition, is a remaster that masterfully blends the raw intensity of the original with contemporary polish, offering both a nostalgic trip and a fresh perspective on a genre-defining title. My initial transition from the familiar Xbox controller to the PlayStation 5's DualSense was, admittedly, awkward. I found myself mistyming active reloads, a crucial mechanic in the Gears gameplay loop. However, after about an hour of adjustment, I was able to fully appreciate the game's integration of the DualSense's adaptive triggers and haptic feedback, which significantly enhanced the feeling of combat, particularly during those brutal chainsaw executions. Gears of War's unique gameplay, with its emphasis on strategic cover-to-cover movement and the unforgiving nature of open ground, feels as compelling as ever. In an era where cover shooters are less prevalent, this game's distinct style feels refreshingly novel. The campaign's construction is a significant factor in Gears of War's enduring appeal. From the early introductions of formidable foes like General RAM and the terrifying Berserker to the descent into subterranean environments, the narrative remains captivating. The Locusts serve as compelling adversaries, their unpredictable spawn points adding a constant element of surprise. The camaraderie within Delta One, the player's squad, creates a strong sense of trust and reliance, making the journey through Sierra a truly shared experience. This emphasis on teamwork is why Gears of War remains one of the best co-op shooters available, offering both local split-screen and online co-op modes. I highly recommend experiencing Reloaded with a friend, especially on higher difficulties, for a highly rewarding and fun adventure. Visually, while Gears of War is known for its gritty, often dilapidated aesthetic, Gears of War Reloaded offers moments of surprising beauty, particularly on the PS5 Pro, which benefits from PSSR support and increased render resolution and improved shadow quality. The game runs beautifully at 4K resolution and 60 FPS for the campaign, with multiplayer sessions pushing an impressive 120 FPS. The Coalition has done an admirable job remastering various aspects, from enhancing lighting and textures to implementing HDR and VRR. An optional modern control scheme is available for new PS5 players, though I personally opted for the classic controls to maintain the ingrained muscle memory. No Gears game would be complete without a robust multiplayer offering, and Reloaded delivers. The online experience has always been a highlight for me, even if Gears 2's Horde mode holds a special place in my heart. It's fantastic to be able to compete with Xbox players thanks to crossplay. The game features a wide array of modes, including staples like Team Deathmatch and Execution, alongside King of the Hill and intense 2v2 matches. This variety ensures plenty of reasons to keep playing long after the campaign concludes. Ultimately, Gears of War Reloaded serves as an excellent entry point for PlayStation owners new to the series, or a delightful nostalgic revisit for returning players. With cover shooters less common in 2025, the game that pioneered the trend remains a pure joy to play. Grab a friend, dive into the campaign, and prepare for an unforgettable experience. While the visuals and gameplay are strong, does the overall package offer enough to justify the upgrade, or are there hidden costs to this nostalgic journey? We'll delve into the value proposition and overall impact of this highly anticipated release. And that's a wrap on today's essential updates. We saw a legendary shooter make a massive leap to a new platform, proving that iconic gameplay truly stands the test of time. We dissected what makes a classic remaster truly special, exploring both the triumphs and the minor stumbles of a beloved franchise's revival. Plus, we covered the cutting-edge performance and community-driving features that make these experiences better than ever. Don't miss out on any of the action. Make sure you're subscribed to PS5 Nexus. Hit that notification bell, leave a comment with your thoughts, and follow us on all our social channels for even more gaming news.